So good morning, guys. Welcome back to another trading session. It is Wednesday today, so I hope you're doing well. It's the middle of the week. So yeah, what price has been doing, right? That's the main question. What will we do when price acts like this after a CPI news release? So yeah, looking into price action lately, you can see that price has been kind of ranging here inside to try to break out that CPI, as you can see here, and is now retracing back. Whenever we leave data lows, these are CPI data lows. Whenever we leave them behind without retouching it or retracing to them, I always tend to mark them as a potential target. But right now we still have to see how price will develop in the first minutes of the opening. So right now I'm marking the highs and the lows of this 4-hour candle. As you can see here, just let me check where the 4-hour low is. So it might be around 6 a.m. It is this one right here. So this is the 4-hour candle low, the actual one. And yeah, if you look into price in the higher time frames, as you can see here, I will first stretch the leaf here, so you can see we have some type of a bearish fair value gap, which price touched it right with CPI. On the daily, we have a bearish fair value gap right here, as you can see here, and another one right here. And whenever we have two of them followed one by another, I like to mark them as a double one, a double fair value gap, so you can see that price is really, it tapped right at the beginning of the daily fair value gap. So on the 4-hour, you can see that it's kind of mixed. Price really tapped into these relative equal highs here. It got right away rejected to the downside, and yeah, still have managed this fair value gap here on the 4-hour, as you can see, and these highs here that are also a bit too clean. looking a bit down here on the 1 hour, you can see the price still has to come to these fair value gaps here, which are inside the daily one. And yeah, looking at the 15 minutes, you can see that price is reacting to the weekly, which is this one right here, and the daily, which is a bit above it. So yeah, so right now the plan here, temporary maintenance on TopStep. Okay. Yeah, so as you can see here, I have a projection here, which is the last swing high here. If we project it, I don't know why this is on maintenance, but okay, I will try to play it anyway. So the last projection here, as you can see, came right to minus 0.5 standard deviation. As a retrace, we can consider it going a little bit lower into -1 or eventually -1.5. So right now, this last bullish leg is being respected at the equilibrium. And yeah, so looking at OT levels on this last up leg, you can see the price really stopped here at the equilibrium. So it will probably generate a little bit more liquidity with the 9:30 open, and then something will probably happen and price will eventually dip to the upside, try to do another high, or eventually coming for these CPI data lows. So right now it's in kind of a 50% chance of being right. So the main plan here is to wait for 9:30 open and eventually wait for 9:50 to 10 macro as well, just to get a clear perspective on how price will eventually move. So I'm just pointing and marking these things out here. So yeah, the plan is really to wait. I can see relative equal lows being formed here. This is some type of a trend line liquidity, so it could be interesting to see price coming a little bit lower on the opening, eventually hitting the 0.62 OT level, but allowing it to go a little deeper and then eventually see a reaction to the upside. So this would be the main plan, the plan A, since we are still in a bullish order flow, as you can see on the high time frames. But since we already tapped these point of interest, these larger ones, and as you can see the daily fair value gap and the weekly fair value gap, I'm kind of interested to see if this is just a tap or a continuation to the upside, digging inside these high time frame PD arrays. This should be the most logical play and plan to follow. But right now we need to see more action, because as of now we don't have any type of structure that could eventually support the bullish idea or the bearish one. I think that this is the 9:30 open candle. This is. So the 9:30 open candle is right here. The 9:30 open. We have 8:30, and we have midnight open as well. So price is now into a premium. We will have to take that in mind as well. The price really now trying to get a little bit below, as I mentioned some minutes ago. Nice, it's placing to the downside as soon as we opened at 9:30. So OTE levels, I want to see them being respected if we want to continue higher. If not, these levels will be completely disrespected and price will seek for something lower. Eventually, these lows here, which are a bit too clean, honestly, and we have a higher time frame point of interest, which is the 4-hour bullish fair value gap, which was just tapped once here, as you can see. But yeah, so far we will have to wait and see how price will eventually respect these levels or not. So right now, this trend line liquidity is kind of suspicious. So the ones who are making money right now are the ones who shorted on a pre-market, which is always suspicious. This is trend line liquidity. Yeah, so far price is playing inside the OTE levels. We are still playing inside of them. MQ and ES are doing a similar job here. No big differences on the prices they're doing on each asset. He was able to make a new low here. ICT is still a bit higher. So I think we can mark the first presented fair value gap as this one here. This doesn't count because this is the 9:30 candle open. So the first presented is right the next one. So far being respected as a bearish PD array. So far, as you can see here, these were CPI data highs. Price really took them as soon as these highs were taken. Price is placed to the downside. It forms some kind of a breaker here, as you can see. And as soon as the breaker was formed, price just tumbled down. It presented as some type of a trend line of liquidity here, right before it meant that we opened, and we're quite curious to see if this trend line liquidity really holds, or if price will do something like this. This would be the plan to get in with longs if we are in some type of a bullish continuation to the upside. Otherwise, if price really continues to the downside here, we will probably see for CPI data lows, and eventually the sell side is the 4-hour candle low. But yeah, that's not the main plan that I'm looking for. The main plan is a bullish one. So let's see if we can invert this first presented fair value gap, climb up until here, gather some support here, and then follow another run to the upside. So far, these OT levels are being respected, as you can see. Price really came to the last OT level here. It kind of respected it. So let's see if price really wants to come and start climbing higher. And yeah, in between 950 to 1010, give us that last shot of fuel to the upside. Let's see. As you can see, price is really trying to climb, at least until the first presented fair value gap, but I would like to see that it being inverted. So far, OT levels are really holding here. And for this scenario to happen, I need to see some displacement to the upside. I don't want to see these small green candles happening. I would like to see something bigger, something more convincing to the upside. We have about 10 minutes before 9:50. outside here. Gonna move higher, trying to invert that first presented fair value gap. This one should actually break it here if we want to see for higher prices. Nice reaction here inside the breaker. Notice how price was not able to close below the 50% of the breaker. It just wicked below the 50%. But that's not enough for me. I want to see something closing above the midpoint of the first presented fair value gap, because price can really bounce in between these two here. At some point it can eventually decide to go lower. I would like to avoid that type of situation. Let me just check the regular trading hours here just to see where price is inside the opening range. So price will open here and close here. Yeah, we already did 75% of a retrace. So we still have 5 minutes before 9:50 macro. As you can see, prices struggling to get out of here, to get out of this point where it is stuck in between the breaker and the first presented fair value gap here. So at this point, the 15-minute candle just closed, and I would like to see if it really wants to go lower now, if it wants to just form another low and then form another breaker, or if it will just keep grinding lower. So far, things are not looking that great for those who try to long here. We are on the edge of losing this breaker. And if you look into NQ already made a new low, and eventually give us some type of an SMT as well. So in between NQ and would be another conference for the bullish bias. And it seems like it's not happening. So this placement is downside until I hit the open right now. Also replacement with downside. At this point, I think it's quite logical price will seek for CPI data lows here on ES. Those have already been taken by NQ. And 3 minutes before 9:50 macro. So at this point, if you want to see lower prices, I would like to see bearish PD arrays being respected. 8:30, bearish fair value gap here as well. This is MES between ES and Q. So the price really starts to round up here and try to convert this one. We'll have to consider the retrace here. There we go. So this was eventually the last leg to engage with more shorts. So far, I think we will convert this one. Should give us what we're looking for. I just want to see a little bit more strength. I'm willing to sacrifice some handles just to be sure about it. Notice that we are inside a macro, so any inversion happening inside a macro is not a simple coincidence. So NQ, looking at NQ, NQ is trying to reach the upside as well. So ES as well, waiting for the first presented fair value gap here. I'm just, at this point, I'm just looking for a retrace to happen. Really nice reaction move from price. Really digging into the first presented fair value gap. So far, there is no retrace, so I will just keep waiting. And at this point, I will probably have to move my limit to this breaker here. And yeah, should be a acceptable opening price. We have a breaker right here, the last close candle. This one right here. This one is the one that should hold. And let's see if we get a retrace here. Right on breaker. Guess the breaker will hold. So we are inside the market, which should help us as well. Yeah, this was the last swing to the upside. The projection brought price right at 2 standard deviation, which is nice. So at this point, Let's just get rid of this one. I'm now waiting for price to eventually give us another displacement to the upside. I want to see price above equilibrium as we try to get in a discount zone. Price is re-entering major point of interest, which are the weekly fair value gap, the bearish one, and the daily. Price coming back once again here, trying to get below the first presented fair value gap. I would like to see it close above it. Looking at the NQ and ES, NQ seems like it's a bit weaker. It was not able to make another high here. So right now, at these highs, we have some kind of an SMT. So on the hourly time frame, we will have another 1 hour candle. We have still 10 seconds inside this candle, and the 4 hour candle will eventually change as well. The market will give us new candles to work with. So at this point on NQ, if you look into the 4 hour, if you look into the 4 hour, yeah, we have we wait to the upside, and it is kind of acceptable to price to reach for 50% of that weight, which would give us some type of a run control risk and run liquidity here. If we want to take out buy side liquidity of the last 1 hour candle, it would bring price eventually to this breaker right here, which drove price to the downside. So at this point I will give the market about 10 minutes and see if we will have follow through on this movement here, or if price really wants to start to get lower. I would like to see a follow through and eventually a stretch from macro to the next macro. So it would be nice to see this position to get the follow through that I wanted to see, and eventually expect it to close around 10:50 to 11:10. It's taking a bit too long here, but it's a congested area where we have the first presented acting as a resistance, and right above it we have the weekly fair value gap, 9:30 open as well. So it is kind of acceptable for price to take its time to run to the upside. Price taking another visit here to the breaker. It came to take out these lows here. Prices. Let me just check. It's about 10 minutes inside this range. Looking at room here, seems like it wants to get a little bit higher. And here it's not able to close above the first presented fair value gap. some strength here to ES. MES, leaving some S&Ps behind as well. So this here, we have an S&P with NQ, but I want to see price react to the upside, otherwise this will take us nowhere. Nice reaction here. Now I want to see it close the rise if price retraces back inside the range. That's gonna have to be a good signal. But at this point I don't want to see price coming back below this level, so I will protect my position here with full protection. I don't want to give the market any chance to revert on me. In normal conditions, this should be a quick run here to the upside, taking out those who are making money right now, which are the short sellers from the 9:30 open. And looking into these are key levels can eventually get out of here. We are right at equilibrium, so it should hold. Looking into the projections to the upside, you can see that -1 has a confluence with the breaker that brought price to the downside, 0.5 standard deviation has some confluence with the trend line liquidity. And yeah, and if we look into the higher ones, which is -4, it can eventually take us to the midpoint of the daily bearish curve that we get. And the region in between -1.5 and -2 is some kind of interesting region here as well, since we have buy side liquidity as the 4-hour candle high is always a nice target as well. So at this point, I just want to see bullish PD arrays being respected. If we start for some reason to disrespect bullish PD arrays, that would not be a good price action. Notice that we are already outside of the macro, so the macro just offer this type of consolidation here. It should offer us the fuel to the upside. Sometimes the fuel just comes outside of this time window. Price reaching 9:30 open right now. So at this point, everybody who tried to short here right at in between 9 to 9:30, yeah, they are probably praying for their stop loss not to get hit. But I guess it will. We will just have to give some time for the market to do its own thing. We can eventually look this into another perspective here. We have some type of consolidation right before the opening, which would give us the accumulation. Then we had a quick displacement right at the open, which is always suspicious. So this could eventually be the manipulation, and I'm counting on the distribution to happen right now. That's why I took this long. So the distribution should take us above this one here, above these relative equal highs, and eventually until the next high side liquidity point here, which is the 4-hour candle high. We'll just let the market run and do its own thing. But this is another perspective of what I was searching for. So at this point, I think I will take out some partials here, since I'm kind of break even right now. I will take the majority of the position out here. The runner, it's a bit more than I like, honestly. It's about 25% of the full position, but yeah, it should eventually deliver. So at this point I will mark here another macro, which is the next macro. Since price action is kind of clean, I'm expecting for it to run until 1050. So if everything's in place right here and right now, I think we can eventually stretch this movement to the next macro. I want to see price starting to range here, somewhere here. I will just monitorize the 4-hour candle wick. We have about 50%. So 60-62 should mark the that's right at these highs. It should mark 50% of the wick on the 4-hour, so we might expect some kind of a reaction there. But so far, this was a clean read of price action. I'm very happy with it, and honestly I'm kind of proud for how to wait for price to do its own thing here. This could have been quite enticing here, taking some shorts, but since we were playing inside OTU levels, I decided not to do that, and yeah, my main bias was kind of bullish. So that's fine. Price really big into the upside here. It should eventually be a place where we should take out another contract here. But yeah, the patience really marked the session, because we had 9:30 open and a clean run to the downside. Leaving this behind, it was kind of suspicious, honestly. And as soon as I saw that we kind of inverted this one, the price was really fast here. It played right above the breaker as well. And as soon as I saw that we were playing above the breaker, I could not expect a retrace to this bearish fair value gap. Otherwise it would be some kind of a weak setup to the upside, and that's not what I wanted to see. So I took the first retrace on the breaker and had to hold here for about 10 minutes before price really started to develop to the upside here. But yeah, so far everything really have price, and honestly it was on point. Yeah, it just tried to come outside the OT levels here, but I knew that it would eventually be tricked here with this last dive here. And so as soon as I saw the price was trying to get above with value, above this inverted for value gap, which was a bearish one. But then I started to realize that I was right by what price really wanted to do. So right now, the trick is to trail yourself. I will not trail it yet because I need to see some kind of a reaction to the downside or retrace. And as soon as I see that manipulation to the downside, I will eventually take and trail my stop to the upside. But I need to see that first. Otherwise, if I trail my stop below these lows here, yeah, price can eventually do a harsh retrace to the downside and then take my stop out. Yeah, looking at NQ and ES, ES is kind of the leader of this run here. I think I did not choose the sixth sister here, or the weaker sister. Yeah, those are SMTs, this one and this one here. Yeah, these were quite on point as well. As soon as I saw this SMT, it was not a confirmation of course, but it just gave me more confidence about what the price really wanted to do. And as long as I saw this one, as soon as I saw this one as well, yeah, I saw that the market was starting to be higher. So the trendline liquidity is almost clean here. These relatively low highs are almost clean as well, so I'm expecting two things: or price will really gain some speed here to the upside, or we might face a retrace now, since the price haven't done it. If you look into NQ is almost reaching for these relative equal highs as well. There we go. The macros are really important, as you can see here. They usually tend to mark the beginning of some kind of a movement, or sometimes it can also be the continuation. But yeah, at this point, this was really the beginning point of this upside move that I'm expecting it to in between 10.50 to 11.10. So far, everything happened according to the plan, the bullish plan. If you look into the first minutes of the stream, I kinda draw something here that was something like this. I had a bullish plan, and the bullish plan is really taking place. So at this point, the only thing that we still have to do is to manage our stock. Sometimes it can be tricky and can be hard, especially when price is just digging to the upside without any significant retrace. Because at this point, if you put your stop here, it might be a risk. If you put it here, it might be a risk. Or eventually even below 830, and I don't want to cut a running position, especially when the running position is kind of one-sided right now. So yeah. I'm not allowing the market to take any of my profits. That's why I'm at break even. But yeah, at this point, as soon as I see some kind of a violent candle to the downside, and it gets retraced right after, I will probably move my stop to the low of that candle. the others that I was talking about will really happen. So yeah, now I just want to see if we can get that juicy retrace to the upside. If so, then might be enough to put our stop loss. So the 3-minute has viewer block right here. Not the best place, but I guess 9:30 should hold as resistance as support here. Yeah. So I'm moving it a bit. I would like to hold at least 50% of the current P&L. But sometimes it's not that possible. Price can still come here, take out these lows, eventually retrace to 930. We just check the 3 minute. At this point I'm putting the right at the top of the order block until the order can stop us, so that makes me more sense. Let's see if I have to intervene manually. No, well, you. Hey Flo, how are you today? Oh, thank you for warning me because I didn't notice that I had some type of music here playing. It should not be playing, honestly. Yeah, but thank you for the warning. I didn't notice it, so yeah, it is. It was. It's like the intro music. I don't know why this is just playing here. It's a different scene on OBS as well, so I don't know why. But yeah, thank you. And eventually my Twitch my Twitch my Twitch video will be muted because usually Twitch does mute whenever I play with some type of music, so it will be muted for sure. So yeah, at this point, I'm just managing what was the long at 9:55 inside the macro hour, and yeah, the main idea was some type of a accumulation here that I saw happening right before 9:30 open, and as soon as 9:30 opened, price really dig lower here. But whenever we have these types of one-sided movements right at the open, it's always suspicious, and I look at them always as being some type of a manipulation. So we have the accumulation, the manipulation, and what can we eventually expect after these two develop? Yeah, we usually expect for the expansion to the upside, or if you want to call it the distribution to the upside. So this is not theory from ICT, it's the accumulation, manipulation, and distribution, or if you want to call it the power of three, it's kind of similar. And yeah, I'm just waiting. I guess we will stretch the distribution until 1050, since price action is kind of clear, and it is usual when you have a clear price action that your movements uh, go from one macro to another one. So yeah, and everything, all the confluences are in place, honestly. So I would not like to see price getting rejected right at 1050. Otherwise, I would have to cut my position off here. Yeah, it's if you look into the retrail perspective, yeah, it is a not nice head and shoulders. You have the shoulder here, you have the head here, another shoulder here. Yeah, but in order to see it as an head and shoulder, you will have to expect it. Otherwise, because the head and shoulders, they have to be in some kind of place and time for them to develop. And this is all based on time and the local as well. So everything happened. The consolidation happened right at 9:30, right before 9:30. As soon as we opened at 9:30, everybody started to sell and making money, and the algorithm tends to, yeah, punish and purge everybody who's making money. So if you waited, you have this is the last leg of the manipulation. When price was here, I was expecting it to go below, but it didn't. It made another leg, a manipulative leg to the downside, and I saw, as soon as I saw the next reaction, because at this point we took CPI lows on NQ but not on ES, and this is a smart money move usually when important lows are not taken on both indices. This is usually a signal that price will revert on in the opposite way. Um, so yeah, it started to grind up, and when price was somewhere here, I waited for some type of a retrace. I knew that we would not come back to this area here because we had a breaker structure here, which usually holds price, and I knew that I could only take some longs eventually somewhere near, not here down below. This is an efficiency that will stay open um, until until a further run to the downside. So that's why. And as soon as I saw price hitting the projection, the Fibonacci projection here, as you can see, this is a projection that I take from the last swing to the downside. So the last moved in the other way or the opposite way. As soon as as price hit the minus 0.5, I just took the majority of the partials here, and now I'm just waiting for it to continue higher eventually. Yeah, the crazy at 8:30 is crazy as hell. Yeah, it is because it is the CPI candle. It's something that you should already been expecting. Because if you were trying to get something here, yeah, that's completely nonsense. You should have waited for 8:30 to develop. Usually you have about two news drivers that are always very volatile. CPI is one of them. NFP is the other one. Um, so yeah, you have to wait for something to happen, and then yes, uh, you just have to price give it some structure, because this is not structure whenever you have a god candle like this. Yeah, but this is the CPI candle, the 8:30 candle, which marks a opening as well. But this candle was due to CPI volatility, which you have to be able to anticipate as well. So you have to check your forex calendar or your economic calendar, and yeah, that is your calendar. That is your working calendar for the week, for the month. Um, you you have to know what's happening on on the economic side of things. Honestly, otherwise you would have been burnt here, most probably. So we are reaching 10:50, 4 minutes in. I would like to see a continuation to the upside. As you can see here, there's another SMT in between ES and Q, so another confluence for a move higher. So as if you look into NQ, NQ was not able to take out this low here in this consolidation box, and whenever you have these types of SMTs inside of a bullish order flow, uh, where everything has some kind of confluence, well, you can eventually expect a new run to the upside whenever things like this happens. Yeah, you should do that. You should always check Forex Factory or another economic calendar, but Forex Factory is one of the best, and it's kind of the OG of the economic calendar. And yeah, you should avoid taking any positions prior to any red folder news, um, which are usually European or North American um, news drivers. Yeah, you should avoid them, and you should only take possessions after after those news driver to hit. Sometimes even the orange, the orange ones. I think I don't, I'm not sure about if it's orange or yellow, but I guess they are orange. Even though those are, they tend to be very volatile, and sometimes you know where price is really going. But yeah, the volatility on those on those news driver usually take they take out your stop. It's just like this. You know that price is really coming to this high, right? So yeah, imagine that you're longing here and you're putting your stop, I don't know, maybe below this red candle here. Yeah, yeah. There was no safe haven here. Price just killed everybody here. And this is what usually happens with those type of news drivers. So price really came to the breaker. This was the PDA ray that really started the whole move to the downside. So I'm expecting a harsh reaction as soon as we tap into it, and it should happen. And right now we are inside the new macro. So the movement really happened in between macros. It started right in 950 and it will eventually fade out here at in between 1050 to 1110. So I'm just waiting for the reaction here. I know that this upside move is reaching its terminus. I just want to know if it will eventually give us some more, another push here to the upside. I believe so. NQ is doing it, at least. So NQ already made a new high. I'm liking how price is reacting here. So right now I'm just taking this to the upside, just securing about 50% of what it's floating. So remember that I told you that as soon as we see some type of SMTs, when everybody is in place and everything is in place, we should eventually expect a new run to the upside. It's not that clear here on ES, but if you look into NQ, yeah, it's really making that curve to the upside, and um I'm expecting ES to follow. Yeah, so far there is no bearish reaction to the macro, so that's why I'm just letting it play. Now let's see if we are able to cross this breaker. The bearish movement started right there, so I would like to see it being disrespected completely, with some type of strength to the upside. Let's see, let's see. So price reaching for -1 standard deviation as we are following the projections here. Price is really doing a slow but steady grind to the upside. NQ doing it as well. So NQ is, yeah, catch that very well, honestly. Price is already here on NQ. It catched up really nicely. Bearish reaction here on ES. It came back to the range here, as you can see, but NQ is really holding it better now. Mhm. Thank you, Flo. Thank you very much. Have a nice afternoon. Have a nice day as well. And yeah, I hope the market is with you as well. See you later. Yeah, price really. If you look at NQ is grinding to the upside. It's creeping to the upside here. While yes, it's quite horizontal. It's not giving us the strength. Notice how 950 to 1010 did not give us anything as well. The delivery of price started right when the macro ended. But yeah, it's taking a bit too long here at -1 standard deviation. Notice that we are inside the 11 time window as well. So as I've been mentioning, the 11 time window, the 11 a.m. time window is it can be a tricky one because or it will eventually take us further into the upside, or it will give us a harsh retrace to the downside because mm, these time windows, the 11 time window, in between 11 a.m. and lunch hour, yeah, usually price does some type of a retrace to the downside. Uh, since we still have some buy side liquidity to be taken here, I believe we will continue to the upside because buy side liquidity is not clean yet. But yeah, at this point, I will take out another partial here since price is just it's taking too long. So another partial is taken here, and right now I just have a runner. Yeah, looking at the NQ, it's reacting better than ES. It also took out some of these lows. So here we have, yeah, in between this and this, we have some type of an SMT, but I would like to see something more. This isn't, this doesn't give me anything, honestly, since we have another one to the upside as well. That's why I took this partial C. Price is retracing heavily. The same on NQ. And I'm just taking this below 930, looking for 930 to act as a support. If not, then I'm fine. A nice displacement here. There we go. So nice trade here from macro to macro. As you can see, the last runner was taken out by this displacement, but yeah, everything was kind of top notch today. The last partial here, uh, the way we secured these profits as well. Even if we were at break even, I believe that we will not be able to maintain this position. But yeah, look how price really gave a nice reaction here. Yeah, nice reaction here. Price really stopped at the first presented fair value gap. Was quite clear. But yeah, it was a good trade, honestly. I'm content with it. because if you look into the first minutes of the stream, yeah, I kind of anticipated all this happening here around this area. Um, and yeah, and right now, since price, yeah, just jumped out of the first presented fair value gap so clean, it's now trying to reach for some type of a support here at 930. Yeah, I believe we will go higher, taking out buy side liquidity as well. Yeah, but I will not engage with that. The day is done here. But yeah, I believe so. I don't believe we will go lower since NQ already took these lows. We have already taken CPI data lows on NQ, so it kind of gave us an SMT as well. So I'm not inclined for shorts. I'm still bullish. See, we are trying to reach for support here at 930. I had my stop right below it in hope of it to hold, but it didn't hold. But it didn't hold. But I don't mind. Now what I'm expecting is price to. I will take this out from here. This is the bearish fair value gap that I would like to see or to act as an inverted one. I like how price really came here for the first presented fair value gap here on ES. See, this is what I'm expecting from price to go for another run. I'm still bullish. It was kind of a shame that we got stopped out, but sometimes price is kind of harsh with its participants, and yeah, we sometimes can see these types of movements to the downside. But yeah, it was a nice trade, honestly. So at this point, I think there is nothing more that we can do. I already explained to you some other ways that we can eventually frame this type of work. Um, Let me just put it a bit more clean here. So accumulation right before 9:30. Accumulation. Manipulation to the downside as soon as we open at 9:30. Manipulation. And then we were just waiting for an expansion to the upside. So this is the delivery that smart money was expecting. Yeah, price really holding here to the upside. I believe we will have another run here, eventually taking us to minus 2.5 standard deviation. At this point, the only thing that's kind of tricky is where should you put your stop loss, right? So the stop loss, the only thing that is protecting our stop loss here is this PD rate that it's still in a working process. It's not been inverted as we would like to see. So I would eventually expect it for a move lower, a rejection, taking out these lows, and then if price really comes once again inside this inverted fair value gap, then should be a nice timing to get long. So we'll just let it here. Price should not come below this order block here. That's why I'm putting it below the 50%. Well, guys, we are already 2 hours for me to leave as well. Yeah, not many people here today. I'm wondering why. I'm sorry for the first minutes of the stream, really. I didn't notice that I had my music so loud that nobody was able to hear me. That's a shame. But yeah, I guess it was a nice trade here. I could have reached for the runner if I held my position at break even, but I'm fine. I'm fine. So I guess these quick sessions where you make your money and go away, yeah, these are definitely the best ones. So I guess I have to just remind myself about that and not chase anything else here whenever we are green. I can see there are some streamers as well that are trying to search for lot for shorts right now. Yeah, I can see that's going wrong. But it is what it is. So yeah, guys, I hope to see you tomorrow once again. Well, tomorrow there will be PPI. I think today was CPI. Tomorrow we will have PPI, and yeah, I hope to see you tomorrow. I hope in better conditions. I'm sorry about the music that was kind of loud in the beginning of the stream, but yeah, I didn't notice, honestly. Next time I will just probably put a headphone on my ear just to make sure that it doesn't happen twice. So yeah, thank you very much. Hope to see you tomorrow here as well. And yeah, see you tomorrow. Have a good afternoon, and thank you very much for being here. Thank you, guys. You're welcome.